Good morning, class. Today we'll be looking at Chapter 5.5, Solving Problems Using Simultaneous Equations. Please ensure that you fill up your notes as you follow this video guide. Let us now look at example 1 on page 1. Lincoln visited a farm where he saw some cows and ducks. There were 75 of them. He then counted the legs of the animals and found that there were 220. How many animals of each type were there? So to solve a problem like this, we'll follow a series of steps. The first is to read and identify what are the two unknown quantities to be found. In this question, it asks you how many animals of each type. So we are trying to find the number of cows and the number of ducks. Now that we have identified our two unknown quantities, we are going to assign variables x and y to them. So we'll say, let the number of cows be x and the number of ducks be y. Now, before we solve any equations, we need to form the equations first. So we have to form two equations based on the information that we are given in the question. The first piece of information that was given was that there were 75 animals. So we know that the number of cows x plus the number of ducks y will be equal to 75. As such, we will label this equation as equation 1. The second piece of information that was given to us was the number of legs. Alright, it says here he counted the number of legs and found that there were a total of 220. So each cow has 4 legs. So x number of cows will have 4 times x legs in total, which is why we have 4x over here. Whereas for the number of ducks, each duck has 2 legs, so we'll have 2y. So to form equation 2, we'll have 4x plus 2y, which equates to 220. Now that you have this equation, you can now solve the simultaneous equations to find the unknowns. We have learned the substitution and the elimination method. You only have to choose one to solve it. In my case, I'm going to use the elimination method, but please feel free to use the substitution method if you're more familiar or more comfortable with it. So I'm going to use equation 1 to multiply by 2 to give me 2x plus 2y equals to 150. 150 is from 75 times 2. Remember, when you multiply the equation by 2, all the terms in the left-hand side and right-hand side must be multiplied by 2 throughout. Okay, now that we have this, I'm going to try to eliminate my variable y. So I'm going to use equation 2 to minus away equation 3. Alright, so looking at the x terms in equation 2, I have 4x minus 2x, which is in equation 3, followed by 2y in equation 2 minus 2y in equation 3 equals to 220 minus 150, which will give me 70. So now we have plus 2y minus 2y, which will negate each other out. So we can cancel that out, which gives us 2x equals to 70. Solving this, we'll have x is equals to 35. Once we have found our x, we can now substitute x equals to 35 into equation 1 and find out what is our y. So bringing the 35 to the right hand side, we'll have 75 minus 35, which hence gives us 40. If you're not done yet, remember to check your solutions by substituting the values in. So we have the two equations. Substitute the values in, make sure that the left hand side balances with the right hand side. If they're both correct, you know that your answer is correct. Finally, interpret the solution and remember to answer the question. So the question has asked us how many animals of each type. So we're going to answer 35 cows and 40 ducks.